Hi, I'm Nate, and this is New Compass Collectibles. Welcome to another video looking at ComicLink auction data. Let's get into these auction results and look at some of the sales. Before we get started, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you appreciate auction result analysis, comic book market data, and sales analysis. That's the kind of videos we do here on the channel all the time. And this is one of those videos. So we're looking at ComicLink data. You may notice that this auction is from July of 2024. I have a lot of auction results that I collected from ComicLink in the back half of 2024 that I didn't create videos on. So I want to create some short videos here to just recap all of those results and catch up on ComicLink data, because I do want those to be part of sort of the public record. ComicLink data doesn't get pulled into most of our community tools that collect comic sales data like Go Collect or GP Analysis. So me putting some of the data out here in these videos is a way of capturing the results from those auctions. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get looking at this July 2024 ComicLink auction. Auction totals in this July auction from last year, a little over $2 million, 9,000 items. This was one of the focused auctions, so one of the regular auctions that ComicLink does, not the quarterly high dollar value books. The sales here, mostly in the first session. Session 1A has the high dollar books. You can see an average value on the right hand side of the screen, $3,341 in average sales for the session 1A, and much lower value books in the following sessions. Number of sales, mostly in 1B had the highest sales. That's a mix of silver, bronze, just like a lot of general keys. And session 1A has the higher dollar value books, but only 153 sales. Looking at sales by comic age, you can see a pretty even spread across silver, bronze, and modern. There's some golden age, but lower volumes there. 549 golden age sales, and then between 1500 and 1900 sales in each of the other ages. Golden age has the highest dollar value per book, but $326 per sale on the right hand side. And platinum age is covered here as well, but only a few sales there, so I don't usually pay too much attention to those, but I keep them in the chart just for completeness. I'm going to go through the top 5 sales in each age, going from golden age, silver, bronze, and modern age. And then I'll do price comparisons of all those top 5 sales in my next chart. So let's switch screens and go ahead and look at the actual sales listings themselves from ComicLink. So we'll start off here in the modern age, looking at the 5th highest sale in modern age was Batman Adventures number 12, selling for $4,600. This was the first appearance of Harley Quinn. 4th highest sale, and you'll actually see 3 of the top 5 sales were TMNT number 1. The 4th highest sale was for a 6.5, selling for $7,277. The 3rd highest sale was the same book, but in an 8.0, selling for $10,250. The 2nd highest sale in the modern age was this Amazing Spider-Man 300 in a newsstand edition, so that's pretty cool to see. You don't see those very often, selling for $10,361. You can see here at the bottom the newsstand in the bottom left-hand corner, and a 9.8 for this book. Doesn't come up that often. Pretty cool to see that here in this auction. And the top sale in the modern age was this TMNT number 1, now in a 9.0, selling for $16,250. So it's common that we see the TMNT number 1 in the top 5, usually at the top, but it's interesting that in this auction we saw 3 of the top 5 spots occupied by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And like I said, we'll look at price comparisons to recent sales after we look at the top 5 lists, but now we're going to look at the Bronze Age top 5. We're going to kick off the Bronze Age here, looking at the 5th highest sale in the Bronze Age, being a Werewolf by Night, number 32, first appearance of Moon Knight, in a 9.6 grade, selling for $7,100. And then a Hulk 181 follows that in number 4, in a 9.2 grade, selling for $7,211. Third on the list, we have Giant Size X-Men number 1 in a 9.6. This one's selling for $8,135. And number 2, we have another Hulk 181. This is selling for $14,906 for a 9.6. And last on our list is a 9.8. This is an ASM 129, selling for $17,370 and a 9.8 grade. Okay, next up we're going to look at the Silver Age. Number 5 sale in the Silver Age for the ComicLink auction in July 2024 was Journey into Mystery number 83, selling for $7,470 in a 4.0 grade. X-Men number 1 is our 4th highest sale in the Silver Age. This is a 5.0, selling for $11,300. Third on the list is Amazing Fantasy 15. This is only a 1.0, and it's actually a qualified grade with a signature, so a lot of qualifiers on this sale, but $12,472 for this book. The qualifier here is that this is a back cover is married and the spine of cover is completely split and cover detached. So not the best presenting copy, but the Stan Lee signature does help. Second on the list for Silver Age sales is Batman 181 and a 9.4, selling for $13,250. Nice presenting copy, bright reds here, so this is a nice looking book. And then our top sale this time in the Silver Age is Daredevil number 1 in a high grade, a 9.2, selling for $23,036. A really nice looking book, a nice bright white for this book. Usually you see the cover looking a bit yellow or faded. This one actually looks like a nice clean copy. And our final category here is going to be look at the Golden Age. So the Golden Age, we have our 5th highest sale being Wonder Woman number 6. A 3.5 grade, selling for $3,852, the first appearance of the Cheetah. Our 4th highest sale in the Silver Age is a 6.5 of Marvel Mystery Comics number 58, selling for $3,877. So a pretty cool Golden Age book in our top 5 sales, and it's still only, a few $1,000s. Expensive, but for Golden Age classics like this, it's still an affordable book. Our 3rd highest sale in the Golden Age is this Action Comics number 27. This 6.5 sold for $4,755. And Detective Comics number 67 hits our number 2 spot at a 3.5 grade, selling for $5,015. This is the first cover of the Penguin. Our top spot here in the Golden Age is this Detective Comics number 32, and a 3.0 selling for $5,655. Now, Batman isn't on the cover of this book, but it is an early Batman appearance, and interesting to note, this is actually an issue where Batman uses a gun in the story, so it's the first time that a superhero actually used a gun in comic books. Now that we've looked at all the individual sales, we'll go ahead and look at some of the comparisons to recent sales. Now, just so you know, I used the recent sales data from the time of the auction. I'm not looking at current day prices. Just for the sake of consistency, the way I usually analyze this data is to look at recent sales up to the point of the auction. So I'm doing that here as well. So since this data is, about 6 months old at this point, I'm not going to go into these comparisons in too much detail, but general trend here is that all of the sales from the ComicLink auction were weaker than recent sales, at the same time period. So in general, that seemed like it was a weak auction in the summer of 2024. Looking at the Modern Age books, the Silver Age books, and the Bronze Age books, basically all of the sales were below recent comparable sales for the same books at that time. The Golden Age, the comps aren't quite as clear because you just don't have as much sales data in the Golden Age, so a lot of the comps are higher, but the sales data is older. Comparing to a 2019 or 2021 sale isn't the same as looking at Modern, Bronze, and Silver Age data, where we have more up-to-date comparisons that we can look at the auction results and see if the sales were strong or weak. So overall, I would say this was a bit of a weaker sale. The results were a bit lower than recent sales of the time in summer of 2024, and that's consistent with what we know that 2024, the values of books did continue to decline throughout the year, so no surprise that the sales were weak in this auction. The last couple of charts I have here are looking at some of the statistics across the auction, breaking down sales by title. This chart shows that Amazing Spider-Man had the most listings in this auction with 594, followed by X-Men, Batman, Fantastic Four, Avengers, all the popular titles, so that makes sense. Breaking that down by age, In the modern age, we're looking here at all titles that had at least 5 different sales within the auction. And the highest selling book in the modern age was DC Comics Presents with an average sale of $232. X-Men came in second with an average sale of $202. In the Bronze Age, the highest selling book was actually Demon. That's not a title that I'm really familiar with, but there were 8 sales of this Demon title here in the Bronze Age for this auction and an average selling price of $478. Incredible Hulk coming in second with a $352 per sale average. The Silver Age sales, there's an average of 396 sales per Captain Marvel title at the top of this list. So Captain Marvel had the highest average selling price in the Silver Age. Amazing Spider-Man coming in second, 143 sales for an average price of $351. The highest selling book here in the Golden Age in this auction was Planet Comics, an average selling price of $764 across 10 sales for that title. Tales from the Crypt coming in second on this list with an average selling price of $605 and 5 sales in this auction. But that's all the data I wanted to go over in this auction. Thanks for joining me on this brief data recap. And please subscribe to the channel and like the video so that you can see more data like this. Share the content with others who you think would appreciate data on comic books and the comic book market, auction data analysis, and sales histories. Those are all the kind of videos that we do on this channel. So thanks again for watching, and see you again next time as we catch up in 2024 ComicLink auction results so that we can start tracking all the 2025 data in real time.